I am at the Fortress in Belgrade, Serbia, which is this huge complex that sits at where the Sava and the Danube Rivers join each other to form a even giant river. And I have found what is only to be described as Disney World for Dr. Lawai. I may be like a pacifist now, but I am so interested in military weapons and guns. And I got my very first gun when I was I think I was 12 years old. And right before I left the United States, I had to sell all 70 something of my guns. So for the first time in my adult life, I'm weaponless. But I have come across this incredibly cool place that has a museum of tons of really big guns. So you've got just amazing pieces here from different countries too. You've got your artillery pieces, a lot of towed behind artillery pieces, anti-tank guns. It's just amazing. It's like, I wish that I could read like Serbian. It would make this much more educational for me. That's got to be, because they do have signs, but they're all in Serbian. I don't read that. But that is obviously a anti-aircraft gun. 50 millimeter. Huh. Let's see what that says. Flakverling. So yeah, anti-aircraft flak gun. And this goes on. I'm gonna show you all of it because it is just so friggin' cool. Got a little guard tower, so I guess whoever's standing guard won't get wet, can get in it. Kind of a Doctor Who. And a graffitied attack boat. It's interesting. Everywhere I go all over Belgrade, there's like graffiti and tagging. It's like even on really, really nice buildings. Don't really understand that. Even I guess they sneak in here and hit the power boxes at night. I don't know. Anyway. Hey, that's in English. German 500 kilogram bomb. Maybe it was a dud. But they've got all sorts of neat stuff. I found this, I was so excited. I've spent probably the better part of an hour here just messing around and looking at all the neat armaments. And funny enough, I recognized a bunch of them. Some of them I didn't. I can't identify. I'll probably take footage of all of them while I do this video and then go look them up later to see if I can figure out what the more interesting ones are. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a neat one there. That's some sort of artillery towed behind, but I do not know what kind or what country. Very, very neat. I honestly don't know. It actually looks kind of pre-World War II though. Okay, so let's go see the rest of all this coolness. Got some tanks. Ah, a Renault. I think the weed man needs to come and do a little pruning here. But very, very neat place. So I'll show you around, kind of do a B-roll thing on this so you can see them. This is a little 2-man Polish tank personnel carrier. Okay, that's Soviet. There's no way. That is a Soviet. That's a Soviet towed behind anti-tank gun. I recognize this. Let's see if there's any markings on it. Well, it may have been used in Serbia, but that is definitely a Soviet-designed tow-behind anti-tank gun. Yeah, I know that critter. Okay, see what else we got here. It's a little bitty track vehicle, 2-man setup. But they're very, very solid. So they got things representing all kinds of countries. You got Poland, former Soviet Union, French. Very nice. Now that's a huge gun here. Give you a size perspective on this thing so you can see how huge it is. It's funny. I knew a lot of guys that were in artillery, officers in that artillery commands. Honestly, I never cared much for them. I always found them very arrogant. I thought they were above the common infantrymen. And they were probably all deaf. So they've got all kinds of really neat weaponry here. So, go down to the other end, which I haven't been to yet. I checked out this portion. Spent a lot of time looking at each and every one of the things, but I hadn't gone down to the other side yet. I saw at a distance what was there, but I could probably spend another hour on the other side at this point. But yeah, I knew a bunch of people who were officers in artillery, and I never cared much for them. Huh, I didn't notice that. That is a cannon carriage. It's like a falling apart cannon carriage. But that is clearly what that is. That would have been, boy, that's, That's an old style cannon carriage, so we're talking like probably like 1500s, 1600s style. It almost matches exactly. There's this place in Florida called St. Augustine. The Castillo, what is the name of the castle? It's Castillo de San Martin, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, it's got basically the exact same chassis of that. And of course they have cannons on them. They were all of Spanish make. But it's almost a duplicate of that, which, makes sense. I mean, you're not going to reinvent the wheel when you go to make new weapons for different countries. It's all going to be basically the same stuff. So down here we have even more really incredible pieces, much bigger ones than were on the other side. That freaking missiles, it's nuts. Oh, that is great. Let me see, get over here. If I can get to the other side of the sun so y'all can see. I want one. That's great. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can tell by the sign. I don't know if it's like surface to air missiles or if it's surface to surface missiles. They're pretty big, so my guess would be surface to surface, but I don't know anything about missiles. So, it doesn't tell me what it is. It just tells me not to climb on it. They put that in English, so whenever you see a sign like that, that some idiot has tried to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the sign. Like, if you ever look at an MRE, or not an MRE, a Claymore mine, on the back side of it, it actually says, I crap you not, it says, do not eat, because some moron soldier at some point thought that would have been a good idea. This, I have no idea what is. But it is really well built. I mean, this is like substantial metal. And I got no clue. It's got a little seat on it. Almost like a gunnery position. I'm wondering if that hooked up to something. I don't know. This is massive. This is massive artillery piece. And I'm guessing that would have been the shell that would have gone in it, probably with powder bags behind it, to give you an idea of the scale of it though. Kind of show you with my big head in the picture. I want a missile rack. That's great. That's great. I've never been anywhere where they had like a missile launch system for the public to see. More artillery pieces. They got some pretty big ones. These are all tow behinds, so they'd be attached to a truck or to the. I guess you could attach them to a tank and drag them that way if you wanted to. .150 millimeter. More. Yep. Somebody ignoring the sign. See, I told you somebody had done that before, or they wouldn't have put a sign. But I guess that one can't read. Who knows? So not only do they have signs telling you not to climb, but people ignore the signs. Maybe they're illiterate. But I'll show you the tank that the U.S. light tank. It's a Stuart Mark III. Yeah, they'll probably ban you even mentioning that now. Old Jeb Stuart's not appreciated in the wokeness of America as it's become. I'm sure they've drug his statue down this year. Yeah, little German Panzer action going here. The bane of the French. Here's what I was talking about, the towed array. So these go out, these legs, they'll swing out to make you a stable base for when you fire it, but you bring them together and you can see the hookups to where they'll go on the, together on the ball bearing of the vehicle. So they can tow it behind. This one's had its wheels removed and are put on blocks, but that's how you would tow it out onto the battlefield. And this tank has had its tracks taken off of it. I actually do not recognize, I don't recognize this make and model. See if there's a sign on this one. I'm not familiar. I can't tell. Fiat. Don't know that one. More towed artillery. Oh, that's not artillery. That is an anti-tank gun for sure. A lot of anti-tank guns. So, who was Serbia worried about? I guess it would have been Yugoslavia. Another Panzer. With the anti-tank guns. Could it have been the Soviets? They certainly had more tanks than anybody else. That's a Stuart Mark V. Old Jeb Stuart. So Stuart was a cavalryman. Originally was under the command of Stonewall Jackson. And he was a very stylish character. When he went out to Gettysburg, he ran off, probably was, if Jackson had still been around at the time and hadn't got shot by his own men, he would have reprimanded him and wouldn't have allowed him to just go wandering about. And who knows, history may have taken a different turn. But even though he was part of the Confederacy, they apparently like to name tanks after him. So, anyway, incredibly cool complex here. Lots of different weaponry. You could spend half a day, I mean, just looking around all this stuff. In fact, I'm getting ready to go and spend some more time down there after I go up to the top and see what's up there, because it looks like they got more weapons up on the top. But I highly recommend, if you get down to Belgrade, to come to the fortress, spend some time, check out all this weaponry. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost anything. It's open to the public, so you get to see all of this weaponry at no charge to you, which is always very nice. These steps climbing up the castle. I'll let you walk with me and see what it looks like. Oh my God, there's even more of them. This is nuts. Tons of anti-tank guns and cannons. Wow. That's nuts. So the entire top of this fortress area here near the bell tower is full of anti-tank guns, artillery pieces, and cannons. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have a good afternoon. How cool. Wonder if they're available for rent. Just kidding. It's, still can't get over the missile exhibit. I've been to museums all over. I've never seen that. That's just, I mean, I know they're demilled, they're inoperable. It's just funny to actually see something like that. My goodness, that sun is high overhead. It is like blinding walking into it. But this whole place is neat. And not just where the weaponry is. We'll go back and look at these cannons. But they've got all kinds of incredible structures on the back end of the fortress. I'll do a video on it too, but it's some amazing views looking over the river. It's just, I come out here, I hadn't really been in this middle part as much as I have on the back end and the sides, but I come out on the weekends where I had been and do walks to get some exercise, just to get some, you know, peace. I mean, it's busy on the weekends. There's a lot of people here. But once you get back to the walking part section back there and not down in the central one, there's not as many people. People get tired of walking up all the stairs and hills. But, so show you these cannons and artillery pieces, some anti-tank guns. Super neat. There's such a variety of these too. Like I say, there's lots of different countries that are represented here. So I don't know if they were left behind during the wars, if they were donated when they were part of various alliances. That is so cool. Oh wow, that is such cool construction. I have no idea what it is either. I mean, what country of origin it is or anything. I've never seen anything like that with a two-seater. So I guess you would fire it from there? It makes no sense. It's a towed behind array. Your action's gonna be back here. I have no idea why they would have seats there. It makes absolutely no sense to me. It's not how it would function. I mean, because the working parts, when you're lining up, is all behind to get your elevation, your windage adjustments is all back here, as well as your firing mechanism. I don't know, maybe someone of you knows. He's a military expert and can tell me why in the hell that has seats in the front of it, because I don't know. Ah, there's another one. Well, this one has, let's see. It's not really the same, but what is that going to do? It's just your shield elevation, so I don't know. I don't know on those two. Never seen anything like that. Like I say, I like to look at them and understand countermeasures to them, but artillery was not my cup of tea as far as being on the using end of it. All right, so that's pretty much everything. I'll show you the bird's eye view from up here. on to what I think is so cool is the missile system. It says do not climb on, and of course there's somebody climbing on it. So, okay. All right, cool place. I'm gonna hang out here for a little while, but I wanted to share a little bit of it with y'all. If you get to Belgrade, Serbia, come to this place. If you live here and haven't been here, my God, get down and see it. It's amazing, and it's free. How can you beat that as far as prices go? All right, this is Lawai signing off. See you in the next one.